You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words, making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Although Hidden Traps is not officially released until August 1st, you can pre-order your paperback or ebook copy now from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Welcome to Southern Sisters Radio, the show for Southern women and the men who adore them. Join us as we celebrate life from a Southern point of view. Here's your host, author, founder of Southern Sisters Home, and true Southern sister, Jenny McCormick Earhart.
And hey, everyone, and welcome to the Southern Sisters Radio program. I'm Jenny McCormick Earhart, your host for the next hour. And what an hour we've got, too, right, Nick?
Oh, yes. It's always a blast.
We got some stuff coming up. And, you know, there's a big weekend here in the South, specifically for folks in Georgia, right?
Rise up.
Which is where we're from, right? Rise up, baby. This is a very big weekend for the Atlanta Falcons, right? And whether you love football or not, it kind of really doesn't matter because you can get just swept up, you know?
Oh, yeah.
In the enthusiasm.
It's like a movement through the whole city. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's sort of that whole underdog.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing that's nice, too. A lot of the country's rooting for Atlanta because nobody likes the Patriots.
I know, we just want to take them down. And it might be ugly. The uglier the better,
yes.
Right? And as much as it's about the football, and it is about the football, it's also about the food.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so people like me, right, when we think about events, right, momentous events, Super Bowl, holidays, right? Girls' night in, anything we're doing. The first question is, are we going to have fun? The second question is, what are we going to eat? And we're going to talk about that today on the Southern Sisters Radio program. Nice. We have got a Super Bowl menu for y'all that is quite tasty, if you ask me, and fun.
It definitely kind of makes the event, because it's one thing if you show up and you got some chips and dip and soda, cool, but if someone has taken the time to make like a dish for the Super Bowl party, seals the deal.
It's so appreciated, isn't it? Everybody is always grateful and thankful for Super Bowl food.
Oh, yeah.
Now, and chips and dip and soda and beer, that has its place. Don't get me wrong. They are invited to the party. You can bring your chips, you can bring all of that, but we put together a fun menu today that's really not that difficult to pull together. If you have friends getting together tomorrow on Sunday for the Super Bowl, you could always just designate some dishes out and have people make things.
There you go.
We're going to start off with a winter fruit sangria, and it's never too cold for sangria. People think of it sometimes as a summery dish, but this is wonderful. You can have your beer, you can have your soda, but I'm telling you, you whip up a picture of this winter fruit sangria, and you're going to have a happy bunch.
There you go.
You're going to have a slightly tipsy happy bunch.
Hey, that's
right?
all right.
That's what Uber's for.
The Super Bowl.
And then we are going to whip up some Dirty Bird buffalo sliders.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so good. Oh, my word. We're going to do some skillet cheese fries.
Oh, man.
We're going to lighten it up a little bit with some rainbow fruit skewers. I've got an amazing fruit dip that goes with them. Just for those of us that might want a little something sweet, a little something fruity.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It can't all be heavy and cheesy and laden with fat.
But that's the best part, is you make something like that, and then everyone feels a little bit okay with eating the other stuff.
I'm going to eat, 6 sliders, but then I'm going to have a piece of fruit.
I had fruit.
That's my mother in me. I can hear her voice. Where's the fruit? Where's something green on your plate, Jenny? And then we're going to round out our well-balanced Super Bowl menu with a Snickers cream cheese ball. Oh, my word. Good. It is so good. Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. But, folks, in the meantime, we're going to talk a little bit about what women do for fun when they feel like having fun.
Okay. There's a lot on that menu there.
There is. And, I've been reading a lot about taking care of ourselves as women in the South. And guys, if you're within my earshot here or within your earshot, you can hear me. Just remember this. You can play a role in helping your significant other, the female in your life, be the best person she can be by, supporting her. Absolutely. When she occasionally needs to have that special treat for herself. I always say it's like the whole, the whole airbag thing in the airplane. Women are such caregivers, right? We're always looking to take care of others. But when that oxygen mask drops down, right? Okay. What are you supposed to do?
Put it on you first.
Yeah, why is that now?
Well, that's so that you can take care of the other people.
Exactly.
And get the mask on them in case they don't get it on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So shall we just say, so that I can better take care of the people in my life, I took care of myself yesterday.
Oh, really now?
Yeah.
And what did you do?
Well, I have to tell you, and this is the perfect BFF thing to do. I got a phone call from my best friend, Pam, who actually has hosted the show with me before. Yeah. Many of you may remember Pam. We met in church, when we were 14 years old. But she called me up and she said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Now, she does this thing to me where she'll say, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Okay? Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, she hasn't told me yet what it is she wants to do. So how do I know that I want to do it?
Say it's one of those subliminal, what are you doing tomorrow, as in, what are you going to cancel so we can hang out?
Right. And so if it's something I really don't want to do and I tell her that I'm available, then I'm stuck doing it. Do you see my point?
Oh, yes.
So I said, well, and I was swamped with work. The Southern Sisters has got a lot going on lately. And so I was very busy working on business. And she said, my car's in the shop getting repaired. She said, my insurance is covering a rental car, right? She said, I went to the rental car place to get the car. And the only thing they were going to offer me was this tiny little shoebox of a car, teeny tiny little thing, little squirrel on a pedal underneath in the engine. And she said, I didn't feel safe in it, so I asked them if I could upgrade to something a little bit bigger. They said, for like $8 more a day, we'll give you this Jeep thing. So she got the Jeep. She drove away from the rental car facility, got about 5 miles down the road, turned around and came back. She said the car was shaking. It was too bulky. She didn't feel safe. So she said, you've got to have something else. And the man at the rental car agency said, well, I do have something else. I'm not sure if you want it. And she's like, what? And he goes, well, take a look out the window. And she looked out there. There was like a 2014 black Ford Mustang convertible. And she said, I can't afford that. And he goes, I'll give it to you for the same price.
Sold.
So she calls me up, being the good BFF that she is, and she says, I've got a Mustang convertible for the next 3 days. Where do you want to go?
Yes.
And I'm thinking in my mind, I got a million things I need to do. And, folks, You know this feeling. There's something you really want to do that's fun, but in the back of your mind, you're guilting yourself because you're like, you know what? I really can't just take the day off. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot to do. I have responsibilities.
Yeah, I got to be an adult.
I'm a grown up, right? We were just talking about that. But then again, back to that whole thing of taking care of yourself and not passing up every wild adventure that comes your way. So I said, I cleared my calendar, and she picked me up, and off we went.
Nice.
We headed for the North Georgia mountains in this Mustang convertible. Of course, we're, taking these selfies all the time, right? Video selfies, photo selfies. We're posting to Facebook. We're having a blast. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun.
It's nice to be able to just get away like that. I mean, like you said, North Georgia mountains is not too far away, but it's a little escape.
Well, for those of you that have not been to the Smith House in Dahlonega, Georgia.
Amazing.
And normally it's a long line to get in there. But if you go on what did we go on, like a Thursday afternoon? It was like it was dead, and the food was amazing. I'm embarrassed to say I had never been there.
Really?
No, I've lived in Georgia forever, never been to the Smith House.
Well, it's an experience for sure.
So good.
It is.
We ate and ate and ate. We just rolled out of there. It was fabulous. Now, before we took the convertible top down, though, we were a little unsure as to how to do it because it's not just like the old days where you get out and just pull it manually, right? It's all automated. There's latches and switches and things. So here we are in the car, and I've got the manual out. We're sitting here, and I'm saying, okay, step one, turn the knob clockwise and then pull down. I'm making sure that she doesn't break the convertible top as we get it up. And it was a little trick putting it down also, but it was amazing.
That's awesome.
Let me give you a couple of reasons, folks, why you should do exactly what I did. In fact, Pam and I were saying later, we should just go rent one of these things. Like once a year, we'll just rent one.
Renting one for just a day isn't that bad.
It's not that
really
bad.
Not.
No, she's like, we can split the cost, and it would be worth. Because if you think of it, the car is the entertainment.
It's true.
Other than food, we didn't spend anything else the whole day. We just drove around drove around in the hills like a couple of wild women. It was fabulous. But number one, guys, one of the great reasons to take time for yourself, it's actually, you can equate this to your work. It makes you more productive at work when you do occasionally take that time off, take that day off. Use your vacation days.
Okay.
A lot of folks don't even use all of their vacation days.
Use them for actually going on a kind of a vacation, even if it is just a one-day escape.
All right. Exactly. A wild adventure. Number two, it's likely to bring out your creativity. Giving your brain that mental break, getting off and doing something fun like that actually rejuvenates your brain, improves your creativity, and it can have proven health benefits, that time off.
Yeah, de-stress.
Getting out and having an adventure, they say, can actually make you an overall more healthy person.
Especially if you get a convertible, there's a lot of fresh air. See? More benefits.
I'm feeling so much healthier today. Do I look healthier?
Yes, you do.
That's it. That is the prescription, a convertible Mustang.
Yes.
Well, folks, we have so much to talk about in the show today. You are going to love it. We are just going to have the best time talking about our Super Bowl menu. I've also got some tricks for you to make folks think that you're more intelligent than you really are. Oh, yeah. And then we have got a Southern narrative to die for, chocolate and bread. And we'll be right back.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
Hey, KLRN radio family, this is Jenny Earhart. Check out the Southern Sisters radio show every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on KLRN. Connect with me on Facebook at Southern Sisters Home with Jenny Earhart. You can also catch our Facebook Live videos, unedited and uncensored. Connect with me personally. Email me at radio@southernsistershome.com.
Turn off the telly, Nelly. Come to the table, Mabel. Now sit up straight, Kate. It's time to eat, Pete. Have a banana, Hannah. Try the salami, Tommy. Get with the gravy, Davy. Everybody eats when they come to my house.
Welcome back to the Southern Sisters radio show. We are talking food. And we're talking about a very special sort of culinary category of food. Super Bowl food.
Yes.
Which is really just some of the funnest food there is.
Absolutely.
Right? You know, we did that segment back in the fall about state fairs, you know? We talked about funnel cakes and deep fried Oreos. I have to tell you, Super Bowl food is kind of right up there with state fair food in terms of how excited I get about it and how delicious it is. And,
yes.
You know, and there are some healthy dishes out there. There are. You can intermingle a few healthy things with some ones that maybe ain't so much.
I gotta say, and I'll bet you're probably one of the best at being like, guess what? You can get the greasy fat and all the other good stuff you want, but guess what? It's not that bad for you.
It's really not.
So,
you know, I always say everything in moderation. One brownie never made anybody fat.
You know, just...
You know,
depends on the
one
size
chicken
of the,
wing.
you know. The size of the brownie.
Oh, I know. You know, and I've been being pretty good lately about eating healthy, but I will tell you, there's just something fun about whipping up some comforting, you know, Super Bowl dishes on Sunday, right, for the big game. And those of you that are diehard football fans, you know, this is going to be perfect for you. For those of you that are more about the food and the halftime show, all right, there's a few of you out there. Yeah. There's a few of me out there. No, did I say that out loud?
That's all right.
No,
that's okay.
I will be watching the game. You know, I've always enjoyed football. I have. I did realize, though, last football season, I was at a Georgia game with my husband, and I realized how I really was missing a lot of the sort of nuances of the game. Especially when it came to some of the referee calls. I didn't understand. I mean, I did. And I understood the obvious ones, where a lot of them I didn't. So I went and downloaded on my Kindle Football for Dummies.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not too proud to. It helped tremendously.
Nice.
Yeah. I read it in about, every night in bed, I'd just be reading it on my Kindle. And every now and then I'd turn to my husband and say, did you realize that, you know, blah, 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 you know, he's like, yeah. I've known that since I was 12. I'm like, well, I didn't.
But it makes the game a little more enjoyable when you kind of know what's going on, right?
It does. You do. You absolutely enjoy it a lot more. So I said, but my sort of area of responsibility this summer is going to be to put some awesome food on the table. For those of you that are listening and you want to whip up something delicious and yummy and maybe a little different than what you've done before, we've got a menu for you.
Oh boy. Here
Hello.
we go.
Now we know, let's start out with the drinks because I like to start out, you know, the cocktail always comes
that's
first.
Where you start, isn't it? You mix those up, you know, so that you can enjoy a little bit of it while you're making the rest of the food.
Exactly. A little sip, a little cooking. A little sip, a little cooking. And, you know, a lot of folks are going to do sodas and beer and things of that nature on Sunday. For something a little extra special, I'm going to be whipping up at my house some winter fruit sangria. It's good. It's fruity. A lot of the food that we're going to talk about in this segment is kind of heavy and cheesy and wonderful. But, you know, this fresh, clean, sort of fruity, crisp, cool beverage, I think, is exactly what this menu needs. Guys, what you're going to do is you're going to need a large pitcher to mix this up. You're going to add 1 cup of brandy to the pitcher, a half a cup of sugar. You want to take 1 orange, cut the ends off, and then thinly slice the orange. Okay? You're going to take 1 apple, and you're going to halve it, and then thinly slice that. All right? Take the seeds out. All right? Drop that in there. With sangria, you want the fruit floating in there.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Makes it look nice. Also, you're going to need 2 bottles of well-chilled dry red wine, like a Rioja or a red Zinfandel, something of that nature. You could do a rosé, okay? Also, 1 cup of lemon lime soda and 3/4 of a cup of fresh orange juice.
Ooh.
Now, I'll be honest with you, depending on the size of my pitcher, you could double this recipe. You might need more than 1 pitcher. Depends on whether it's if
3
or 4
team's
of
winning
you.
or losing.
You might need some extra, right? Let's hope we don't have to dull the pain on Sunday. I'm really hoping we don't. So, guys, just what you're going to do is in the large pitcher, you're going to add the brandy, the sugar, the orange, and the apple slices, right? And you're going to let that stand for about 15 minutes. Then you're going to add your 2 bottles of wine, your 1 cup of lemon lime soda, and your 3/4 cup of orange juice. Just, kind of stir that all together. Keep that on standby. Then when you want to serve individual glasses, you just put some ice in the glasses and pour this over the ice.
That sounds super.
Refreshing.
Super good. Yeah.
It is super good.
Yeah.
I would like one right now.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Now, in honor of our beloved Atlanta Falcons, this dish is for y'all. These are our Dirty Bird Buffalo Sliders. Southern Sisters, no less, came up with this, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to make it easy on yourself. This is one of my favorite shortcuts for dishes like this. You're going to pick up a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, and you're going to debone that chicken, okay? Just take all the meat off of that. You're going to end up with anywhere from 3 to 4 cups to 5 cups possibly of rotisserie chicken meat, okay? And just kind of shred it. Just kind of pull it apart with 2 forks, maybe just kind of chop it up a little bit and pull it apart. What you're going to do is you're in a baking dish. You're going to combine the chopped rotisserie chicken with 3/4 cup of hot sauce, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Okay? Kind of combine that, mix that all together, cover it with foil, and you're going to pop it in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. All we're doing is heating it through.
Okay.
Easy peasy, right? Now, meanwhile, in a small bowl, we're going to make a wonderful blue cheese slaw to go on top of our slider. So what you want to do is you need about 2 cups of the pre-shredded coleslaw mix that you can buy in the grocery store. Now, you can make your own, guys, by using about a cup of red cabbage shredded, and I would grate a carrot and maybe slice up a celery stalk into, thin slices. You can kind of make your own combo like that. But if you want to make it really simple on yourself, just pick up the bag, use about 2 cups of the pre-shredded coleslaw mix, and then you're going to mix with that. You're going to put in 1/3 cup of ranch dressing. Okay. These ranch dressing is one of the easiest homemade dressings to make. I have a recipe on my website. If you guys want to use that, bottled is fine for this purpose. We're going easy on this day, right?
There's nothing wrong with that.
You're gonna combine the ranch dressing 1/3 cup, and you're gonna add about 3/4 cup of crumbled blue cheese. Okay. Toss that all together. Now we're gonna assemble our sliders. I love the Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, yes.
Are they not awesome?
First thing that pops into my mind when you say sliders.
So good. Yes. Okay, and then what you do is take them out of the package, take a nice serrated bread knife, and cut them lengthwise right through the middle, okay? Take off the top. Now, you're going to start piling that wonderful buffalo chicken all over the bottom half, right? And then you're going to start topping big dollops of this wonderful blue cheese coleslaw on top of that. Put the top back on, and then use that nice serrated knife to cut and divide those little sliders.
Yep.
So much easier than trying to make each individual one.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
A huge mess.
This is going to be yum. There you go. Now, what would be better to go with our Dirty Bird Buffalo Sliders? How about some skillet cheese fries?
Oh, yes.
This is so good. Oh. And quite frankly, it's a real pretty presentation if you do it in an cast iron skillet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is so easy, too, guys. This is fun food. You're going to bake 1 pound of frozen French fries, any variety that you like, according to the package directions, until crispy. Okay? Now, then you're going to want to make sure that your oven is still preheated. You're going to keep it preheated to 350 degrees. In your cast iron skillet, you're going to layer half of the French fries. You are then going to need 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, 1 cup of shredded Monterey Jack cheese, 10 slices of cooked bacon chopped, 1/4 of a cup of sliced green onions, and if you feel like taking a walk on the wild side, I suggest 1/4 cup of pickled jalapeno. Ooh. Okay? So you put half of the French fries on the bottom of the skillet. You're going to then put half of all the other ingredients right on top of the French fries. Got it? Okay? Then you're going to repeat with the remaining half French fries on top, and then the remaining half of all those wonderful toppings. Got it? You're going to pop it into that 350-degree oven and just heat it up until the cheese is melted. It'll take about 10 minutes and serve warm.
Ooh. Man, that sounds good.
Come to me. Yeah. I think it's time, after we've had all of our healthy, our healthy food. How about some rainbow fruit skewers with a vanilla honey yogurt dip? This is amazing. You guys can pick up these little wooden skewers even at the grocery store, right? They're usually about 10 inches long. You can cut them in half if you like, if you don't want super long ones. And you're just going to skewer some fresh fruit on there. My favorites for this time of year are going to be pineapple and some kind of sort of berry. The strawberries are wonderful.
Oh, yes.
I've kind of been on a blackberry and blueberry kick lately. Just kind of line them up, guys, with and I always like to have a variety of color. Now, in a medium bowl, you're going to whisk together 2 cups of vanilla yogurt, 1/4 cup of honey, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're going to thread the fruit, like I said, onto the skewers, and you're just going to serve them with the yogurt dip alongside. Kids love this.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
But I say that's sweet and healthy and delicious.
Right? Yeah. Last but not least, guys, hold on to your chairs. How about a Snickers cream cheese ball for our dessert?
Way to finish.
I don't even have words for how good this is. In a medium bowl, y'all, you're going to beat a 12-ounce block of cream cheese, room temperature, with 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of caramel sauce. You can use the store-bought sauce. You're going to use a hand mixer and beat that until it's light and fluffy. Then you're going to fold in 1/2 cup of roasted chopped peanuts and 1/3 cup of chocolate sauce. Ooh. You can use the Hershey's if you want. Transfer this mixture to a plastic wrap. Just lay a big piece of plastic wrap out on the counter. Dump that all on there. Fold it up and shape it into a ball. Got it? Yeah. Using the plastic wrap. You're going to refrigerate it until it's slightly firm. It's going to take about an hour. Then you're going to unwrap this amazing ball of goodness, and you're going to place it on a serving platter. You're then going to take 4 Snickers bars. You're going to chop them up into little pieces, and you're going to press those all over the outside of the ball. Oh. Let it soften for about 20 minutes, and then you're going to serve it with graham crackers. You know, the squares, you just break off the little squares, and you just dip that into there.
Oh,
it's good.
My goodness.
It's good. Happy Super Bowl.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, there's a game going on, too.
Oh, really? With all that on the table, I don't know that I'll be paying a whole lot of attention.
Oh, you're going to be some good eating this weekend, guys, and we'll be right back.
Hannah, Davey, Tommy, Dora.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
This is Jenny Earhart with Southern Sisters Radio, and I'm your Southern sister. In case you didn't know, you can check us out every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on KLRN. And I'd love to hear from you. Email me at radio@southernsistershome.com. Welcome back to the Southern Sisters Radio program. You know, I've got a question for y'all. Are you as intelligent as you think you are?
It's a tough question to answer there.
Right? Now, the answer you may have to that question may be different than the question or the answer I have to it. Does that make sense? You may be thinking one thing, and everybody else may be thinking something else. Do you ever worry about that?
Sometimes, you know.
Well, listen, fellow Southern sisters and the men who adore them, I've got some tips for you today. 10 ways to appear more intelligent than you really are. Now, it's not that I'm trying to persuade you to fake people out on your intelligence level. I'm not. But let me tell you, there's some reasons why you always want to put, let's just say, your most intelligent self forward.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Now, listen, guys, it's great to be smart, but intelligence is a hard thing to pin down. In many cases, how smart people think you are is just as important as how smart you actually are. Okay? Now, as it turns out, intelligence only explains about 20% of how you do in life. Much of the other 80% comes down to emotional intelligence, or EQ. Got it? Mm-hmm. So EQ is a skill that's so important that 90% of top performers in the workplace have high EQs, and people with high EQs make $28,000 more annually than those with low EQs. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, so there's a reason to listen to this segment. Mm-hmm. Now, the hallmark of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, which involves not just knowing how you are, but also how others perceive you. So people with high emotional intelligence are masters of influence. They're skilled at altering their behavior to make the most of a given situation. Got it? Now, you might not be able to alter your genetics. None of us can, right? But there are some proven strategies that can help you appear to be smarter. And some of these strategies, they seem arbitrary, quite frankly, but research shows they make a massive difference. And that makes this good information to have, especially, Nick, if you're trying to sway somebody to your way of thinking, right?
Yes.
Why'd
you point that one to me?
I don't know.
I was just going to ask, hang on a minute. Hold up. Who am I trying to sway here?
You know what? Because you probably, like a lot of people, we think we know best.
That
right?
Yes, that's true.
We think we know best, and so we want to, bring people around to our way of thinking. Okay, so might I just say, and like I said, we tend not to go down the political road on this show, but there's a lot of, shall we say, protesters out there that could benefit from some of this information.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. If they are looking to sway people, right?
Yeah, show your better
They
side.
might want to try dressing for success rather than throwing chairs through windows. Okay? Got it? And that is number 10. We're going to do a countdown. So the first way, guys, that you can appear more intelligent than you are is to dress for success. Now, this should be no surprise to anyone. Extensive research shows that how you dress affects how people see you. Dressing well makes you seem more intelligent, and showing skin may make you seem less intelligent, as it directs people's attention to your body rather than to your mind. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So depending on what you are trying to achieve,
very true,
that may dictate what you decide you may,
and like you said, dress for success. You look good, you feel good.
That is so true.
Absolutely.
I can tell you that. I can tell you exactly how I feel when I run out of the house with no makeup and my hair in a ponytail and dirty old warm-up pants to the grocery store. Okay? No. You don't feel so good about yourself then. But did you know that how you dress also affects your performance? So a recent study by Northwestern University found that making people wear lab coats improved their performance in tasks that required intelligence and concentration. Okay? Now, I equate that to the lab coat is to the scientist or the intellectual, like the new pair of Michael Kors boots are to the Southern lady.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sort of injects you with that sense of, empowerment, confidence, shall we say, right? Number 9, keep pace with the crowd. Now, I mean this one literally, and I know it may sound silly, but research conducted at Boston University shows that it's true. It's called the time scale bias, and it refers to our tendency to attribute greater intelligence based on mental attributes like consciousness, awareness, and intention to people who do things at about the same speed as everyone else. If you want to look smarter, you need to stop dawdling, but you also need to stop scurrying around like some crazed robot. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Meet the pace of those around you, okay? Number 8, I kind of like this one. It's a little silly. Wear nerd glasses. Okay, I've got some on right now. That's why Nick's laughing.
Wear nerd glasses.
Now, did your mom ever tell you to be nice to the nerds because you'll probably be working for them someday? As usual, your mama was right. Okay, research shows that people wearing glasses, especially thick, full-framed ones, are perceived as being more intelligent. So if you want to seem smarter, when you're giving a presentation maybe, right, leave the contacts at home and try wearing your glasses that day.
Okay.
Right? I'm in my glasses right now, and I know you are just taken aback by the amount of intelligence that is just radiating off of my face right now.
This is true.
Number 7, look them in the eye, guys. We know we're supposed to do this anyway. It's good manners, right? And that's true, but it also makes you look smarter. In a study conducted at Loyola University, participants who intentionally managed their eye contact scored significantly higher on perceived intelligence. Hello, right? Number 6, speak expressively. You do well at this, Nick. Communication experts make the case that even if 2 people say exactly the same thing, the one who says it most expressively will be perceived as being smarter. If 2 speakers utter exactly the same words, but one speaks a little faster and louder and with fewer pauses and greater variation in volume, that speaker will be judged to be more energetic, knowledgeable, and intelligent. How about that? So if you want to come across as more intelligent, try modulating your speech by varying your pitch. Let's see if I can do this. Try modulating your, now that just sounds weird. Try modulating your speech by varying your pitch, volume, speed, and energy level.
I have to say, like you said when you started, a lot of this seems a little arbitrary, but you're right. Some of these things you've mentioned, subconsciously, we think that way. If I see someone with a big, thick rim glasses, I'm going to think, they're probably pretty smart.
They're probably pretty smart.
That's so crazy.
Exactly. And I'm a big fan of sort of the fluctuation in voice and expressiveness. I think that your voice is almost like a tool. It's an art form in being able to express yourself effectively, right? So if you're really smart, you shouldn't have to use big words to broadcast it. True intelligence speaks for itself. So you don't have to show off your vocabulary. That means that, so basically, guys, this is number 5, which is write and speak simply. Okay. In addition, you can always, you may, if you try to overreach your vocabulary a little too much, you run the risk of being wrong, perhaps, right? Using a big word incorrectly makes you look, not so smart.
True.
So if you want to appear more intelligent, stop studying the dictionary and just focus on communicating effectively.
Oh,
got it?
Point.
The argument could be made that our new president is an effective communicator, but not necessarily he doesn't have a large vocabulary.
Yeah, very true.
And yet he harnesses the power of his communication skills too. There's no question that we understand what he's talking about, and he's persuasive. Number 4, believe in yourself. Nothing projects intelligence quite like confidence. And when you believe in yourself, it shows. And research shows that believing in yourself improves your performance on cognitive tasks. Okay. On the other hand, self-doubt impairs your performance. And what's worse is that if other people don't, if they pick up on this doubt, which makes you appear less intelligent to them, you may have a problem there in terms of your persuasiveness.
That is true. That's very true.
How about this? Use your middle initial. So this is what...
Guilty of that one.
You really?
Absolutely.
What is your middle initial?
A. Alexander is my middle name.
Yeah, so Nick A. Bean?
I've used it very often. It sounds.
Have you?
I don't know why, but just like you said, subconsciously in my mind, I'm like, it makes me seem a little bit more professional if I use it.
Well, let me tell you what Jenny M. Earhart has to say about this. John F. Kennedy, right? Franklin D. Roosevelt. It turns out there may be a reason that so many people who hold a prominent place in history used a middle initial, right? Not only does using a middle initial enhance your perceived social status, it also boosts expectations of intelligence capacity and performance. In one study, participants were asked to read and rate Einstein's essay on the theory of relativity, with authorship being attributed to either Dick Clark, David F. Clark, David F. P. Clark, or David F. P. R. Clark. Not only did David F. Clark get higher ratings than David Clark, but David F. P. R. Clark outdid them all. So I guess the more initials, the better. And last but not least, folks, if you want to appear intelligent, how about this? Skip that drink. Now, it depends on where you are.
Oh, yes.
I'm not skipping any drinks at my Super Bowl parties. But, and that's not just because people tend to do stupid things when they've been drinking. A joint study conducted by the University of Michigan and the University of Pennsylvania revealed that merely seeing someone hold a drink is enough to make them seem less intelligent. It's not that we assume less intelligent people are more likely to drink. It's that the perceived correlation between drinking and cognitive impairment is so strong that we assume impairment even if there isn't any. Does that make sense? For example, although job candidates frequently think that ordering a glass of wine over a dinner interview will make them appear intelligent and worldly, it actually makes them come across as less intelligent and, consequently, less hireable. How about that?
Just get a glass of water.
Just get some water. Get yourself some club soda and stick a lime in it.
There you go.
Right? Well, guys, we are going to be right back with our Southern narrative, chocolate and bread. Stay tuned.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Hey, KLRN radio family, this is Jenny Earhart. Check out the Southern Sisters radio show every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on KLRN. Connect with me on Facebook at Southern Sisters Home with Jenny Earhart. You can also catch our Facebook Live videos, unedited and uncensored. Connect with me personally. Email me at radio@southernsistershome.com.
Welcome back to the Southern Sisters Radio Show. Now, with your Southern narrative, sharing stories from around the South, here is your host, Jenny McCormick Earhart.
Bread and Chocolate by Muriel Giuliano, from French Women Don't Get Fat. I recently saw a short play in Paris called, loosely translated, Women Who Eat Chocolate. 3 young addicts decided to try group therapy, and the therapist, an ex-chocoholic herself, will try to help each find her key to getting unhooked. They all fail, surprise, and nothing gets resolved. This is French theater. But there are lots of good lines, some with more than a grain of truth. For instance, a survey reveals that 9 out of 10 people admit to loving chocolate, and the 10th one is lying. The play was satirizing a French obsession, chocolate, but also the therapeutic establishment, which perhaps one couldn't get away with in America. I took it in good fun, except when a comment was made about women who eat their chocolate in private. To the French, the idea seems silly enough for a gag, but given my American experience, I couldn't laugh. Too often, American women eat on the sly, and the result is much more guilt than pleasure. The tendency goes with an attitude that should be changed. Nothing is sinfully delicious. If you really enjoy something, as I adore chocolate, there is a place for it in your life. But we cannot allow guilt-ridden scarfing. Only with cultivating pleasure can you enjoy chocolate in the clear light of day. The same goes for other excellent foods Americans have come to consider no-nos. Now, French women eat chocolate, about 12 pounds a year on average. They also eat bread. We fought a revolution over it. Another item on our watch list of offenders. But French women don't get fat. In fact, here's another form of the French paradox. Pretending such pleasures don't exist, or trying to eliminate them from your diet for an extended time, will probably lead to weight gain. The only long-term effect of deprivation is the yo-yo. Down today, but up again before you know it. It's utterly pointless, especially because both bread and chocolate are good for you. If we are going to eat bread and chocolate, and we are, and not get fat, and we are not, we need to use our heads. Maximize the rewards of pleasure while minimizing the costs. In fact, little pleasures are the key to success. And according to prescription, I absolutely needed to have my chocolate, but in little doses. I also had to cultivate my appreciation for what I was having. In short, my doctor taught me the French way of enjoying those foods that can be friend or foe depending on how we treat them. The keys are sensory awareness, portion sense, quality, and an eye to the big picture of overall wellness. I've already confessed I am a chocoholic. I'm convinced I inherited that gene from my mother. She had an amazing repertoire of chocolate desserts, as well as a passion for straight consumption. It made her the easiest person in the world to shop for. Bringing back chocolate from Belgium, Switzerland, or any good French chocolatier was a sure way to her heart. Some years ago, when a famous chocolatier in Lyon passed away in his late 70s, the obituary revealed he had eaten a good-sized chocolate bar every day for most of his life. The joke in our family became that there was now proof of at least one person in France who had eaten more chocolate than my mother. But since she would live past 90, enjoying chocolate all her days, I'm sure she beat him out in the end. If the magnitude of the chocolatier's habit doesn't sound impressive to you, your relation to chocolate must be examined. For the man from Lyon was, by French standards, extraordinary. Few of us could eat as much and still eat it properly. Not that eating chocolate is a competitive sport. In fact, when Mother was enjoying her fix, it was more like Zen meditation. No one talked. One look at her expressions, her lips, her eyes, commanded a hush in the house. It was a natural way of honoring our mother, allowing her the moment to savor one of her most elemental pleasures. To know how to appreciate that burst of delicate flavors, that supreme smoothness of texture as it melts in your mouth and begins its way down your throat, is to me a great accomplishment of sensual eating. It's an experience that could not be more remote from eating a Snickers bar on the run. But how did this gentle madness evolve? History reveals there are deep roots to the allure of Theobroma cacao, the technical term for chocolate, meaning in Greek, food of the gods. Chocolate came to Europe via the New World in the age of more than one discovery. The Olmecs seem to have happened on it first. Their idea of chocolate was as a high-energy drink, extremely bitter and peppery, and a sort of proto-power bar reserved for men, priests, princes, and warriors. They believed the magic food would improve war-making, sexual prowess, and one's chance of surviving a snake bite. But our own version may be traced to the later pre-Columbian civilizations around 3000 BC, when wild cacao trees grew in the warm and humid soils of Mesoamerica, modern-day Mexico and Guatemala. For the Aztecs, chocolate was not only an elixir, but a symbol of value. Their system of commerce was based on the cocoa standard, and the chocolate produced was consumed by noblemen and merchants, all men, of course, at banquets. It was still very bitter and peppery, but it was mixed with vanilla, honey, and flowers, and served cold and foamy, usually at the end of a meal, along with the tubes for smoking tobacco. Apart from its energizing powers, these blends were highly caffeinated, no doubt. It was believed to be an aphrodisiac. The Emperor Montezuma is known to have consumed huge quantities of various colors in golden cups. Europeans first tried chocolate following the fourth voyage of Columbus in 1502, but the Spanish appeared to have been unimpressed until 1528, when Cortez brought back not only cocoa beans, but a recipe and tools for making chocolate. It became a Spanish sensation. After that, the direction of global conquest was reversed, at least gastronomically. Europe has remained a continent of chocolate fanatics ever since. Louis XIV's wife is reported to have assured the Sun King that she had no passions except for her husband and chocolate, although one wonders which she valued more. By the 19th century, no less an authority than history's greatest gastronome, Brillat Savarin proclaimed, "Chocolate is health," and he prescribed it for many ills long before science confirmed its therapeutic properties. In its pure dark form, chocolate has indeed been shown to be heart-smart, with more antioxidants than black tea or red wine, as well as lots of magnesium, iron, and potassium, all vital to women's health. It can also ease anxiety and depression, as it contains serotonin, which act on brain receptors and have a beneficial influence on mood. As it is also high in fat, however, it is better enjoyed after lighter meals than after fat-laden holiday feasts, or by itself as a pick-me-up. One of the most dispiriting developments of the 20th century was the mass production of chocolate. It created an inferior product loaded with bad fats, and as a result, many Americans have never in their lives tasted the real thing. But relief has appeared with the rise of new artisanal chocolatiers. passionate guardians of traditional methods that were perfected in the 18th century. It is to these chocolate makers, now popping up all across America, that we must look for the quality that first inspired chocolate worship. My mantra of quality over quantity is doubly important when applied to something as potent as chocolate. In tasting chocolate, sweetness, saltiness, acidity, and bitterness are key savors. Acidity is what you feel inside your cheeks, and it's essential to the diffusion of aromas and length of taste in the mouth. Bitterness is felt at the tip of the tongue. It signals a chocolate with little sugar, and it's a good quality as long as it does not cancel out any other sensation. Texture is also vitally important to character. Smoothness, the crunch of the shell. The artisan's ability to play with the yin and yang of chocolate, meaning sweet salty, sweet bitter, acid bitter, hard crisp, crispy luscious, cold and warm, all of these explain why the experience of one master's work can differ meaningfully from the experience of another's work. For French women, the real thing remains dark chocolate. Bittersweet, or, even better, extra bittersweet, which is the purest with the highest percentage of cocoa solids, the stuff that makes chocolate taste chocolatey. Although you rarely meet someone who doesn't like chocolate, what the average American consumes, a chocolate connoisseur would never touch. Milk chocolate, white chocolate, or any of the various packaged forms sold in supermarkets and drugstores. This is, quite simply, junk food, loaded with sugar, very low in cocoa content, and more often than not artificially flavored and colored and preserved. Real chocolate, like fresh ground coffee, has a very short life of full flavor. The value of good chocolate always holds steady. Many French women say, "When I'm down, I chocolate," meaning I splurge on the dark stuff. When you come to recognize the potential for taste pleasure and psychic relief, you will understand that it's worth the investment for good chocolate. Fortunately, with good chocolate, you don't need and should not want pounds of it for pleasure. A couple of choice pieces a day won't disable your budget or your weight maintenance program. For those not near the chocolate boutiques now appearing in most American cities, it is possible to order high quality online, such as dark, rich, bittersweet chocolate. And of course, using a little food of the gods can elevate the simplest dessert to a sacrament. Well, that wraps it up for us this week, folks. We are so happy that you joined us here on the Southern Sisters Radio program. Check us out at our website, southernsistershome.com, or send me an email. You know I love to hear from you. radio@southernsistershome.com. And would you like to see us in the studio doing our thing? Check us out on Facebook, Southern Sisters Home with Jenny McCormick Earhart. We're there on Facebook Live. Yes. Have a great week.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need The Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
Hey, KLRN radio family, this is Jenny Earhart. Check out the Southern Sisters radio show every Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on KLRN. Connect with me on Facebook at Southern Sisters Home with Jenny Earhart. You can also catch our Facebook Live videos, unedited and uncensored. Connect with me personally. Email me at radio@southernsistershome.com.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.